Welcome to Chanakya, where you get the right guidance at the right time. Today I have a situation from a project manager Raj, which is often encountered in early transition. And I have with me two experts, Shiv and Vasu, to help us understand how he could handle this. Welcome Vasu and Shiv. Raj is leading the transition on a new offshoring contract that his company Alpha Solutions has won from a CPG major. Alpha Solutions has won the deal based on the fact that they have done quite a few outsourcing contracts. John, the CIO of the CPG major, had a town hall with his staff and told them that Alpha has been awarded the contract. He was in for a big surprise. The team were unhappy with it because they thought they were going to lose their jobs, and the market situation was equally grim then. At the end of the meeting, John was a little worried. It was at that time Venkat, the director from Alpha, met John and reassured John that they are capable of taking care of complex transitions. However, Raj and Venkat knew the situation was not that simple. They had to transition from a set of people who were going to lose their jobs. So they knew it will be challenging to do a successful transition. Shiv, have you come across a situation like this?
Not exactly a transition in that manner, but then one of my first projects was about a migration. Okay. I mean, it may sound very straightforward. It was a migration from one version of COBOL, which is a language that was used, still being used, to another version. Okay. But it was not a straightforward migration because there were some new language constructs that were there and the data structures, the way they were handled, etc. Post the conversion, there were going to be some shifts in terms of the staffing at the customer side, because some people were probably not needed and some people had to learn some new skills. So the CIO wanted to keep this as a tightly wrapped project and said that we will just ship you the code, you just convert it and get it back. But then when we went on site to do the due diligence, that became a problem because then you can't talk to anybody, you just come, you can leave tonight. Here are the tapes. Then we had to explain to him that unless we get some support, better understanding of the code base, and then what are the, particularly on the database side, what are some of the constructs that they have been using, and then explain to him the process of how this migration can be done effectively, only if, say, there is support from and insights into the current code base. Then there were at least two people who were nominated, one from the database side and one who was the technical architect. So communication is very key, and instead of no communication, I thought that at least some communication would help. Okay. So definitely this is a challenge about how the team perceives something going out.
I guess it's always tricky when you have jobs being lost, right? I mean, I can understand that, right? So what you're saying is even a limited communication is better than no communication. Vasu, did you have any experience?
Yes, Srini. Building on what Shivguru said, I would like to share a situation where I had to do a transition of a product from a US development center which was going to be scaled down. So we went there, started meeting the key personnel to understand the product. We made minutes of the meeting to make sure that our understanding is clear, so confirm the understanding with the people who are giving us the information, as well as for sharing with teams in India so that they are in the loop. When the minutes went to the architect and he read it, he was delighted. My technical people were very capable. They had understood the product very well. There were a few questions too on the architecture and the product. So the architect was delighted and impressed, and he felt that there are some people who can understand the product and the intricacies so quickly. So this is what he had to say, hey, you know what, I feel that my product is going to be in safe hands. I feel I am giving the baby to people who can grow and nurture it. Subsequently, my tech leads developed a good rapport with the architect, and the transition from then on went smooth, and the architect chipped in whenever there was an issue with people who are not cooperating. So Srini, the key here is that look at all the people and focus on people who are supportive, do not worry about those who are not. Then try to establish a connect with the person who are supportive, and how you establish a connect is a challenge. It varies from situation to situation, it varies from person to person, but you just have to be observant and make it happen. So in all such difficult situations, I start with a stakeholder analysis. After that, I create a plan to leverage the people who are supportive do not worry about the neutral folks, and also look at challenges that I have to deal with the people who are not so supportive.
That's interesting, Vasu. Good turnaround with the architect, right? So what you're essentially saying is strike the right chord with the people, and to start that, have a stakeholder analysis. Shiv, are there any techniques you could recommend to Raj to handle this situation?
Not any different techniques. I think the stakeholder map is a very good way of doing it. Also spoke about establishing the rapport and communication. That is on the people side. So once you have the key stakeholders identified, I think looking at two other aspects, one is the technology related, which could be in your due diligence in terms of what you are going to be taking over. Okay, the stakeholders who are playing a key role in that, like in the case of what Vasu said about the architect who understands the entire system, or it could be a tester, who probably understands the functionality and then what are the changes, impact, and so on and so forth, as well as the process related. If these stakeholders who are supportive or who could be detractors are playing a key role, it could be a reviewer. If there is a review process, whether these people are documenting what they have reviewed as well. If not, look at what are some process gaps that you can fill in during your transition to ensure that the stakeholders who are critical for not only the people aspect, there is the communication, etc., also the technology and the process aspects. So use the stakeholder map, that's a very good tool to use, but cover all these dimensions as well.
So basically, Shiv, what you're saying is do a situational risk management.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's an interesting way to go about doing risk analysis in these conditions. While we have been talking of what Raj can do, ask me any perspective from you as to whether Venkat could chip in to help Raj under these difficult conditions?
Yes, Srini, certainly Venkat can chip in. So in one of the situations, we were able to get some extra time and prepare. So we could figure out who are the key people and what kind of information support we need from them. So I approached my manager with this information and said that, can you help us to make sure that this is going to happen? So manager and me, we went and met with the customer and put our requirements across. So it so happened that the customer was working on a separation package for the people who are going to be let go. So he was able to stagger the separation, ensuring that people who are critical, they can stay for a slightly longer time. And wherever appropriate, what he did was he tied the separation package to a successful knowledge transfer. So after that, and also there was a clause that if they transfer the knowledge early, they can leave early. So subsequently, the transition not only went smooth, and we could even finish it very quickly.
Okay. So Shiv and Vasu have been taking some notes. Let me summarize the key takeaways for this for Raj and Venkat, right, in handling this difficult situation. If there's anything else you want to chip in, feel free to do so, right. First, do a stakeholder analysis, identify your supporters, detractors, and neutral players, right. Figure out what strikes a right chord with the key players, right. Do a risk assessment and planning, right, so on the detractors especially, right. Finally, do not forget that your customer is an equal partner in this success. So please co-opt them in this journey, right, to make it easier. Thank you, Vasu and Shiv. If there's anything else that you want to chip in?
No, Srini, that was a good summary.
Thank you very much. I hope project managers like Raj and leaders like Venkat will find this useful. Thank you for watching us today.